Welcome back to My KC Live. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt like uncomfortable but couldn't explain why?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Today, luxury interior designer Helen Austen is here to explain neuroaesthetics, the science behind why we respond emotionally to certain spaces. Helen, we love when you're here.
Yeah. Always happy to be here.
This is a very interesting topic, so break it down first. What is neuroaesthetics?
So neuroaesthetics.
Neuroaesthetics, even better.
Yeah, neuroaesthetics. So it's the science of how our brain responds to space. So that can be color, pattern, lighting, all of it. So from a design standpoint, think about like when you walk into a space and you feel a quick reaction. That can be like a good, like awe or wonder, like with artwork, or you can walk in and be like anxious or overstimulated. So it's kind of understanding that part of our reaction to spaces.
Cool. I had no idea like science played such a huge role in some of this stuff. So how can that help people make better like design decisions at home?
Okay, they can stop asking, is this trendy? And I wish everyone would just stop asking, is this trendy? Because it's not really relevant. At the base of all of our preferences are these certain aversions to certain things or things that we do or don't like. So for example, people who are minimalists or maximalists, so minimalists, like spaces that are sparsely decorated, sometimes not a lot of color, almost no pattern, very clean lines. And then the other is just like there's a lot. There's pattern, there's tchotchkes, there's everything. I don't know if you can relate to any of that.
Yes, I can, and I will say, I love you, Mom. She is very much of a knick-knack, little things kind of all over the place, and it's always been that way growing up. So I did not love that as much for myself, so I have taken a very different approach where I'm more of a minimalist because I just like not having a lot of stuff everywhere.
And your brain, then your nervous system feels better with less, and hers feels better with more. So it's giving ourselves permission to know that that's okay. Like it's just your preference. It doesn't mean you're not sophisticated. It doesn't mean you have bad taste. It just means that's your preferences and it's information.
Now, a lot of people might feel embarrassed sometimes about what they like, what they don't like. How does this kind of help reduce that shame?
This is my favorite part because it just eliminates shame. It gives you permission to like what you like. And I have so many clients when we're going through discovery of figuring out what you do and don't like, and I get apologies. Like, you don't need to apologize for what you do or don't like. I mean, one time you asked about a beanbag. If you need a beanbag, you can have a beanbag.
They're coming back.
You know, they're coming back.
They're coming back.
But I mean, sincerely, like your spaces should speak to you. They should work for you. So when you can recognize these things in yourself, and we make sure we include those in your spaces, you're going to find your home to be what you want it to be. Whether you want it to be relaxing, a great place to reconnect with people, you know, feel like a safe space. These things really matter.
Oh yeah, and you can blame science whenever it's just like, listen,
it's my brain, just how it's wired, how I'm wired. Or blame your mother, you know, I don't know. We can always blame our family.
We always can, but I don't, it's fine, it's fine.
Well, then what's one simple way that viewers can actually apply this then today?
Okay, so when you're walking into really bold spaces, so I love to always reference what I call commercial spaces. So your restaurants, your hotels, any that are really bold, you'll get a better reaction where just kind of take note, like, what am I feeling if I start to feel anxious or I start to feel my body feel tense? Take note of that. And you can then kind of explore more as to like what you do and don't like, or just if you say, I really hate yellow, that's okay.
Like,
you can hate yellow, don't use it.
I really hate using overhead lights in my apartment, so I refuse. If someone walks in and flip that switch, I'm like, no, we have lamps.
I might have a little judgment on that because literally that does affect how our brains feel safer when we see when we have light at eye level rather than light coming from above our heads. So there's actual science to that. I'm not going to judge anyone for it. It's just, you don't know what you don't know. But it really is like all these things matter, and really this is all about our nervous system and brain taking in information, you know, and us using that. So we're kind of taking the like fun out of some of the design of it, but in reality, it's just, you know, how we interpret.
And given permission to like what you like.
Yes,
which is cool.
absolutely.
Well, if people want to learn more about all of that we've talked about today, what is the best way to connect with you?
My website's helenausten.com. Austen is with an E-N, and my handle's at Helen & Co. Interiors.
Awesome. Well, Helen, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks.